Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Frater Oz again. I'm headed down I-55 south toward Fort Worth for home time. I'm going to be home from the 30th through the 3rd, so I'm not sure if there'll be very much action on videos during that time period, so be aware of that. Wanted to make a video today. It's another one that was requested, but it's something that does need to be on the channel very much, and that is the subject of Babylon. Okay. Now, in order to talk about Babylon, there are some other things that we have to discuss a little bit as well, and that is the Holy Grail, or the Cup of Babylon, and the crossing of the abyss. Okay, these are subjects that are very much a part of thinking about the conceptualization of Babylon. Okay, before we get started, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Help the channel continue to grow. Like the video. The more likes these videos get, the more likely it is that YouTube will push them out to people based on their algorithm. Okay, and leave me a comment below to both further explain Babylon for the new people, and just let me know what you think about my thoughts on the subject. Okay, and we have a Patreon that you can join to support the channel if you enjoy these topics and you want to help support me moving forward for my retirement. Consider joining that Patreon in the description below. All right, and then also below the video are t-shirts. If you click the t-shirts, when the little window opens, be sure you click all the way through to the store so you can see all the designs, because YouTube doesn't show you all the designs. So when we talk about Babylon, okay, the first thing that I want to get out of the way is what Babylon is not. Okay, because men in particular get a bad rap in the community for always depicting Babylon as this youthful, redhead, big titty, slutty looking woman. Okay, that is not what Babylon is. Okay, and I implore you not to get caught up in that archetype and not to allow yourself to view that as being what Babylon is. Okay. With that said, okay, I wanted to get that out of the way first, because I do think that's important, because women in particular are really bothered by the fact that men always have this idea that they should conceptualize this whorish mentality, when that is not what Babylon is. It can be a part of the archetype, but women are not expected to act in this way, and you should always be mindful of that. Okay, it really bothers your sisters when you make these characterizations of Babylon. Okay, so what is Babylon? Babylon, Crowley's conception of Babylon, obviously came from the whore of Babylon in Revelations in the Bible. Okay, and that is Babylon with a Y. Okay, Crowley later discovered that the true spelling was with an A, B-A-B-A-L-O-N. So in Revelations we have this image. Hold on, I'm about to pass a way station here. See if they green light me through or not. Oh, it must be closed. Okay, so sorry about that. So we have this visualization in Revelations of Babylon atop the beast. Okay, she rides this beast. And in this, we get the conceptualization of chaos and Babylon. You have chaos, or the beast, and Babylon, the sacred whore who rides astride the beast. Okay? Now, Babylon is also the mother of abominations, and she is the great whore, the sacred whore. Okay, so when we talk about this, we have to think about the tree of life. Okay, because as I've said multiple times, the tree of life can be viewed both from a top-down perspective and from a bottom-up perspective. Now, Babylon on the tree of life, in In the supernal triad, the uppermost three spheres of the tree of life, Babylon is represented by the sphere of Binah. Okay, Binah or Bina is the sphere that is if you're going from the top down, it is the last sphere before we get to all of the lower spheres. Okay, and on the way up, she would be the first sphere that we reach into the supernals. Okay, now below Binah, in between the supernal triad and the lower spheres of the tree of life, is the area that is known as the abyss. Okay, now when we think about Babylon, there's two ways we can think about Binah: from a top-down perspective and from a bottom-up perspective. So from the top-down perspective, we have the mother of abominations. Okay, the mother. The energy from Kether filters down through Chokmah into Binah and then is birthed forth to Malkuth. So Babylon is also reflected in Malkuth as the mother, the womb where all things begin. Okay, the mother of abominations, or us, or basically you could look at it as abominations of the pure light. Okay, so from a top-down perspective, Babylon is the mother of abominations, Binah, on the way down. And then that is reflected into Malkuth, because when things are, just take it as a human birth, okay, that light is filtered down into Binah and then given form in the womb and birthed through Malkuth. We are born in that sphere of manifestation, the lowest sphere on the tree of life, okay, is where we would be born. But we are gestated in that womb. The light is filtered down through Chokmah into Binah and then birthed forth into the universe. Okay? Now, from the bottom-up perspective, as we progress along the tree, when we pass through and cross the abyss, we are received in the supernals in Binah, Babylon. Okay, so in this sense, she is the great whore. She accepts. She is accepting, receptive. Okay, the whore, archetype. Okay, she is receptive. She accepts us back into this womb after the crossing of the abyss. So from the top down, you have Babylon as the mother of abominations. From the bottom up, you have the whore of Babylon. Okay. Now, when we conceptualize Babylon in the sense of an archetype or a goddess, if you will, okay, there are many veils and ways to perceive Babylon, okay? It can be traced back to much earlier female goddesses, okay, like Inanna, like Isis, like all of these older goddesses can be veils and forms of Babylon. We need not think of Babylon as this youthful, big titty, redhead whore, okay? That is not the conception of Babylon. Babylon has many faces and many facets. If anything, I would view her as the old whore, the 50-year-old whore who has seen and done everything, and as long as you pay the price, she will take anything you can throw at her, okay? This conceptualization of the whore rather than the youthful, slutty female, okay? And even that is just one of many facets and veils of Babylon. So in order to talk about Babylon, it's almost impossible not to talk about her cup, the cup, okay, which is also a vision of this receptive idea of the yoni or the vagina, this cup that is often represented in occultism by the female genitalia, okay? Now, in this cup is mingled the blood of the saints, and it is said that all magicians should drain out their blood into the cup of Babylon. And if you read Liber Ket or Liber Cheth, okay, which I have a reading of, is one of the last readings. It is the last reading that I ever did on the channel. You should really listen to that video multiple times, or read the Liber multiple times. That's CHETH. Okay, it is basically a conceptualization of Babylon and the crossing of the abyss. Now, as we journey up the tree, there is a stage that is what's known as the crossing of the abyss. And in order to cross the abyss, you have to basically undo everything of yourself and become nothing. And then even beyond that, since nothing is still a conceptualization, you must let go of that even. And that is the only way that you can successfully cross that abyss. Now, when looking at the Tree of Life, there's an invisible sphere that lies in that area along the middle pillar, known as Doth or Da'at. Okay? If you fail to let go of everything as you are crossing the abyss, you get sucked into that sphere, and that is where the Black Brothers reside. Okay? So the conceptualization of Babylon is that not only throughout your life, but even in death and in crossing the abyss, you must pour everything into the cup of Babylon. Everything is consecrated and enacted for Babylon. And that's what that idea is, of draining everything into the cup and doing everything in the name of Babylon, is to eventually be able to see Babylon in such a way as that when you are ready to cross the abyss, you truly do let go of everything, knowing that she will receive you in Binah, in the supernals, okay? And if you do not do that, you fall into the pit of Doth and become a Black Brother. I'm going to put some videos in the description that I'd very much like for you guys to watch, okay? One is a lecture from Blazing Star Oasis by Sister Marlene. She is fantastic. I like Marlene a lot, okay? And you should, that's a pretty long lecture, but you definitely should watch that lecture, all right? And then another is a discussion between a couple of Thelemic women about Babylon that I think is useful as well. I'm going to put those down in the description below, but I wanted to talk about why the crossing of the abyss is important and the significance of the cup in relation to Babylon, and let you guys know where that sits on the Tree of Life and why that top-down, bottom-up perspective, because you have Babylon as the mother of abominations and also as the whore of Babylon, or the sacred whore, okay? And so that is another representation of that top-down or bottom-up view that you can view. Basically, the whole Tree of Life can be viewed from these different perspectives, and it offers different meanings. There's a lot of talk of Babylon and the vision and the voice, but realistically, there's not a whole lot of explanation or a really deep discussion of Babylon throughout Crowley's works. And really, I think the best reading that you could do is Liber Cheth, okay? And that is, once again, go back through my videos and find it. It's the last reading that I did, and it's pretty high quality, if I do say so myself. So listen to Liber Cheth, conceptualize, think about in your mind the difference between the bottom down view, the top up view of Babylon, and realize that Babylon is that final sphere from the top down in the supernal triad, which would mean that crossing the abyss, she is the first sphere that we will encounter in the supernals. When really, in reality, the supernal triad, the three top supernal spheres, could kind of be thought of as one thing, okay? And another thing is that Chokmah, okay, you have the top sphere, Kether, and then you have Chokmah and Binah, okay? And Chokmah is chaos, or the beast. It is like coming from the top down, you have the light, okay? And then that light filters down and becomes force. in Chokmah, or the phallus, or chaos, okay? And then when it travels into Binah, it is the womb. It is given form. So you have force and form, which is then reflected down into Malkuth through birth. And then you work your way back up to the whole time draining your blood into the cup of Babylon, cross the abyss and let go of everything, and then are received in the supernals by Babylon, or Binah, the great womb. In the Gnostic creed, it kind of gives an idea of this reflection into Malkuth, or earth, okay? And when it says, and I believe in one earth, the mother of us all, and in one womb, wherein all men are begotten, and wherein they shall rest. Mystery of mystery, in her name, Babylon. Okay, so this is a conceptualization of what I'm explaining in the Gnostic creed of the EGC within OTO. And I believe in one earth, Malkuth, the mother of us all, and in one womb, wherein all men are begotten, and wherein they shall rest. Mystery of mystery, in her name, Babylon. So you have this top-down view, one womb, one earth, the mother of us all.
Keep left onto
Earth being Malkuth, so this reflection into Malkuth, but still being the mother. This is the mother of abominations. And then, and in one womb, this is a top-down. And in one womb, wherein all men are begotten, top-down, and wherein they shall rest after crossing the abyss. Mystery of mystery, in her name, Babylon. So I hope this video was helpful. I mean, you know, we could go on, and I know this has been a long video, but I hope this has been helpful to at least like give you my perspective kind of on Babylon, and to give you some things to chew on, some things to think about and study on. And I appreciate your support. Consider joining the Patreon. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and thanks for watching. Love is the law, love under will.